Now, the stepfather of a 15-year-old boy who's been left with serious brain damage after jumping off a pier in Kent says life will never be the same again. Jack Dolan spent 8 minutes underwater after attempting a front flip from Stone Pier last month. He's now been given a life expectancy of between 3 weeks and 2 years. Our reporter Josh Bailey has been to meet David Dolan.
There's nothing I didn't do without him, whether I was taking him to work, taking him to the gym, taking him to the pub. He came everywhere with me. And I loved having him there, like he was my best mate.
And the fact that will never happen again, what man does that make you feel?
There isn't words for it. There just isn't. Like, it's devastation doesn't even come close. I've lost my son and my best friend. It's a fate worse than death, because you can't grieve him. And every time I walk past his bedroom, I sit and I sob that my boy's gone. And then I'm going to visit him in hospital, but he's not there. Like, it's just a horrible void of grieving but not grieving.
A Kent mum whose son died in a car crash last year says she wants no one else to feel her pain. Ethan Entwistle was a passenger when he was killed on Dumpton Park Drive near Broadstairs in October. He was 18. Since his death, his mum, Keena Entwistle Lewis, has campaigned for traffic calming measures on the 30 miles per hour road. However, last week the County Council confirmed no measures can be put in place until a police investigation is complete. Our reporter Josh Bailey spoke to Keena on the road where it happened.
And what's the message to the KCC about this?
Please do the right thing. Please think, if this was your child, would you happily just sit there and not do anything? This is my baby. He was only 18 and I'm destroyed. And I don't want anybody else to feel this way, so please do the right thing.
We're hearing from a charity in Medway ahead of today's vote in the House of Commons on the plans to cut winter fuel payments. The change means more than 10 million pensioners will no longer receive money for their energy bills. Our reporter Josh Bailey has visited Gillingham Street Angels as they prepare to help thousands this winter.
Putting on the heating, having a cup of tea, cooking a hot meal. These are everyday essentials. However, this winter it may become impossible for millions of pensioners. And standing here amongst the piles of clothes which are going to be keeping people warm this winter, Neil Charlick fears people will die without the winter payments.
This is a bad idea. We need to look after these people. People will die because the weather is changing very, very quickly.
Despite the backlash, the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, says the cuts are necessary due to the state of the country's finances.
Maidstone United hope to continue their remarkable FA Cup run with their 5th round tie at Championship side Coventry tonight. They're the lowest ranked team to reach this stage since 1978. And our reporter Josh Bailey spent some time with the fans before they set off for the Midlands.
Right now, Maidstone fans are probably in the pub nearest the Crown drinking, and funnily enough, that's exactly what they were doing this morning as well.
Looking forward to it, and I think we've got a good outside chance.
Oh, it'll be an amazing experience. I think they're going to win 5-0, but I said that against Ipswich, so anything can happen.
A sea of yellow then flooded all the coaches, and fueled by Wetherspoons breakfasts and pints, they were ready for the 3-hour journey.
We've got to be optimistic, but the longer it goes on 0-0, I think the best chance we got.
Oh, very excited, yes. Yeah, 2-1.
It probably won't happen again in my lifetime. I'll be very surprised. We'll get to the 3rd round maybe, but not to the 5th round.
For me, the message that came across from these fans is that today is not about the result, but actually it's about the memories they're going to be making with their family and friends that will last a lifetime.
And we start with the security guard who plotted to kidnap, sexually attack and murder Holly Willoughby. He's been jailed for life. The judge told 37-year-old Gavin Plum he'd intended to carry out a sadistic, brutal and degrading attack on the TV presenter. Our reporter Josh Bailey was at Chelmsford Crown Court for us.
Depraved and vile plans that changed Holly Willoughby's life. That's how Gavin Plum's offences were described in court today. He argued that these were just fantasies, but DCI Greg Wood of Essex Police dismissed this.
He is not a fantasist. He's a calculating sexual predator who has spent his adult life seeking to inflict violence on women.
Earlier, Mr Justice Edwards Murray sentenced Plum to a minimum of 15 years in prison, believing he was a threat to all women.
Although the offences of which you have been convicted concern only one woman, it is clear from the evidence, including your prior convictions, that you pose a significant risk to women generally.
The 37-year-old from Harlow in Essex was arrested after he disclosed his plans online to an undercover police officer in the US.
A baby girl remains in hospital this evening after being attacked by what's thought to have been an ex-cell bully in Kent. Officers were called to Siskin Close in Hawkinge near Folkestone at around 2:30 yesterday afternoon, following reports that the 8-month-old was bitten by a dog believed to be the banned breed. Our reporter Josh Bailey's outside the house for us.
A bitterly cold and misty day on a quiet Folkestone estate. But just yesterday, a baby girl, not even a year old, was attacked by a dog believed to be an ex-cell bully. Police take remains across the property with a police car and officer outside of it. This woman knows the family and can't believe what's happened.
It is shocking. We sat there yesterday and we weren't expecting it. You know, you see and you hear about it all the time, but you don't think it's going to happen to your own family. The dog was lovely. It come out of nowhere. I just feel so sorry for the family.
The dog was immediately seized and destroyed, but the girl remains in a serious but stable condition in a London hospital. A 76-year-old woman and an 18-year-old man have been detained and are still in custody.
A number of knives have been recovered from the scene in Kent where a soldier was stabbed. The serviceman, who's in his 40s, has serious injuries after the attack last night near a barracks in Gillingham. A 24-year-old man has been arrested. Our reporter Josh Bailey is at the scene for us.
This tight-knit community in Gillingham has been left terrified and in shock after a soldier was stabbed, leaving him in a serious but stable condition. Alex Reynolds lives about 5 doors down from Sally Point, the road where the attack took place. This is what he told me.
Very surreal. I mean, hearing the screams when it happened was very piercing, and you think about that as you go to bed and you think about your son and so on, and not nice to hear.
It's an incident which has stunned the country, appalling the Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
I know the whole House will be shocked by the news that a soldier has been attacked in Kent. Our thoughts are with him, his family and our armed forces who serve to keep us safe. We wish him a swift recovery.
Locally, the MP for Rochester and Strood, Lauren Edwards, gave us her reaction, reassuring the community.
The police are working incredibly hard to understand what's happened here. They are being incredibly responsive, keeping me and the other local Medway MPs informed of what's going on, of developments. I'm really pleased that they have increased their patrols in the Brompton area just to ensure people feel a bit reassured by the higher police presence.
The motivation for the stabbing is not believed to be terror-related, and detectives are investigating whether it may be mental health-related.
Searches are continuing today for a teenage boy who's now been missing in Kent for nearly a week. James Gibbons was last seen going into an alleyway off Woodhurst Close in Cuxton just after midday on Saturday. Our reporter Josh Bailey is there.
There are leaflets dotted all around Cuxton, on lampposts, on shop windows, a Facebook group with over 3,000 members, and the public going out in their spare time to search for James. Annie, who lives in the village, told us what it's been like.
All the search and rescue people and all the volunteers that have come together, and I think it's really hit everyone, so they're all just doing whatever they possibly can to try and help find him at the moment.
The 16-year-old is around 5'11" with brown hair and a scar on the back of his head, which is on the right-hand side. He's believed to have been wearing brown tracksuit bottoms with a grey zipped hooded top.
The top stories this hour. This year, more than 16,000 people have had to wait 30 hours or more in some A&Es across Kent. Figures obtained by Greatest Hits Radio found 11,000 people were left waiting in hospitals in Margate and Ashford. Meanwhile, in Medway, there were 5,000 in 2024. Our reporter Josh Bailey has spoken to this person who doesn't want to be named. They waited 36 hours in Medway Hospital.
Quite cold. The door. We were quite near to the door in the corridor. Doors opening in and out all the time, people going to and fro all the time, doctors' doors slamming right near you, so the likelihood of getting any sleep or anything was far from remote.
What was that like? In for 36 hours you're in extreme pain. That must have been nightmarish, really.
Yes, it was. I was getting some pain relief from being treated by the nurses from A&E to actually waiting for the bed. Yeah, very uncomfortable.
The East Kent Hospital Trust says it's sorry to those who had to wait.
OK, right, so I'm from the penalty spot, 12 yards out, with Bobby Charlton in the blue and claret. Here we go, what side? Oh, I missed again.
Again and again.
Again. We're going to get it till I score.
Concentrated on this.
OK, deep breaths. 2, 1. You're just so good in goal. Why do you love Subbuteo so much, Michael? What is it about it that makes you, play it time and time again?
Because I never played a match similar to another. There's no replication. With video games, you can repeat everything. Here you can play your life, as I did. I stopped probably 30 years, but I started again. And every match is different. Every match is totally different.